I think I was like 3 or 4 years old or something. My dad was playing Dire Straits and Beatles albums or something, and I was just digging the guitar sound. I was just, liking it. I mean, I didn't know what the fuck was going on, but I was still digging it. And after that, when I was 7 years old, I started playing violin, and just playing classical music for about 4 or 5 years. But then, at the same time, I was getting more into rock music, more into hair metal, more into heavy metal and shit like that. Because my big sister, she was into, just bands like Poison, Motley Crue, Twist Sister, Skid Row, Guns N' Roses and shit like that. When somebody was asking me what I wanted to be when I grew up, I think my answer was always that, I either wanted to be a rally driver or a rock star. My dad bought me my first guitar when I was 11 years old, and it's been just all about the guitar ever since.
I started with piano, and then when I was 9 years old, I started to play French horn. When I got older, I realized that it wasn't my instrument at all. And when I was maybe 12, 13 years old, I met Alexi, and we started this band, like playing covers from these bands we both liked, Guns N' Roses, Metallica and stuff. And then maybe after 2 years or so, we started to compose own songs. Wanted to do our own demo tape from our first songs. We were maybe 15 years old when we did our first demo tape. I think we both were really ambitious about this thing, because we both just wanted to play music and to become a real band like we are now. So it's kind of dream come true.
So me and Jaska were just rehearsing at my dad's garage, just setting demo tapes to record labels and shit like that. Then I think 1995, Alexander joined the band. Henke joined the band as well.
I think I was about 11 or something when my big brother was always listening to quite hard stuff like metal and hard rock. Then I had to listen to those tracks like Slayer and Pantera, Sepultura. And I started to like them. I asked my mom to buy me a guitar, and she was like, "Yeah, I can buy you some very cheap one, because I don't want to spend any money on it, because you will get bored of it anyway soon." Alex asked me if I could join the band as a bassist, and then I said, "Yeah, why not?" I was in the band. We did the third demo tape, and we were sending it all over the world, and we never got any reply.
Everybody just rejected us, everybody, every single one, even the labels that actually nowadays actually would have wanted to us, but still, fuck it.
Then we got a deal offer from some European small label, and
it was a total rip-off deal.
And then we went to the studio and recorded the first album for the label. And when the album was done,
somebody from Spine Farm called me up, and he wanted to sign Children of Bodom to Spine Farm, right? I told the guy that we're actually fucking signed to another label. So, and then the guy told me that what you're gonna have to do is that you could change your name. Just tell the guy that you just fucking quit the band, and that's it. And then kind of start another band called Children of Bodom, who accidentally is coming up with a new album called Something Wild, and that's it. Our previous keyboard player, he was kind of a flake, so I actually had to kick him out. which was a bummer because he was a friend of mine. But anyway, I had to fucking do it, right? So we had 2 fucking weeks to come up with a new keyboard player. And then, Jaska was going to the same school with Janne. And then Jaska asked him,
I got a text message from Jaska that if I wanted to try and play a little bit heavy metal. I'm like, sure, I will try.
Because at the time, Janne was into jazz and stuff like that, He wasn't really into playing metal or anything,
But then he sent me back, no, well, we're still gonna try with our current keyboard player. I'm like, okay, whatever, guys. A few weeks later, he was like, hey, could you come and jam with us or whatever? Try it out.
When he showed up, he had short hair, he had a white T-shirt on, and he was just being so quiet, like so different than he is nowadays. That's for sure.
The Booze Brothers!
Et vedä enimmäistä viskiä, et sit se jotenkin niinku aukenee se äänimaailma.
Fuck! You're such an animal.
Tarso! Tarso!
Hey, Jan, are you drunk?
Yes. Well, my parents put me to piano lessons when I was 5. At first I wasn't that excited because it was like classical music and stuff, and at some point I got a little bit like tired of that shit. And I quit the lessons, and then my dad was just teaching me for a while. And then I applied to the Helsinki Pop Jazz Conservatory at the age of 10. And then I studied there for 6 years.
When he started ripping on those fucking keyboards, especially when we had a song Lake Bodom on the first album, and we told him that, okay, dude, can you pull up a solo in there? I mean, you can compose it, you can write it down, whatever you want, just do it. And I was like, fuck it, I'll just play like this, Well, then he fucking did it, and he was like, wow! It was just, we were just stunned. We were like amazed that, Jesus fucking Christ, this guy's playing like Jens Johansson or something like that.
For me, the whole improvising, soloing thing has been like one of the most important things about playing always. And maybe that's why when I first jammed with the COB guys and improvised a little bit, they were astounded by the shit I was playing, because maybe it's not that common for guys to, play like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I was 17 when we went to the studio, I guess, or was I even 16? Even though we did the demo tapes in the same place, but still it was different because we were doing an album now, and it was really scary. But yeah, it turned out well, and when the album was done, but we had no expectations with the sales or anything. We were actually really afraid of how people would react for this kind of music, because it was so weird mix of black metal and classical and this kind of like a guitar solo Yngwie Malmsteen thing. So then it almost hit the charts in the top 40 in Finland, and that was quite unbelievable. I think it went to number 44 or something.
Originally I was supposed to just play the studio sessions for the first album and then kind of disappear. But so happened that, first gigs started coming, and, the COB guys were asking if you could you come and play these gigs as well? I was like, sure. And then, things just started moving on, and before we realized I was stuck with these motherfuckers. So it's like...
When we had our first finished tour, which was about 3 gigs in a row, then that's the first time when I saw the guy drunk, and that's when I knew that he's the fucking man.
But by the time we were recording the second album, I felt that I was already a real member of this group.
So we did our first tours in Europe, because Spinefarm had really good connections with the European labels. So they wanted us on this festival tour. Was it with Hypocrisy, Benediction, and Covenant? That was the first tour. It was a couple of weeks, I guess, 2 or 3 weeks. When we saw the schedule that was printed for the tour, and there was like a schedule for each day, and we were looking at okay, there's a show in here, and hotel. Oh yeah, that's Nightliner, and it was always, in every town, the hotel was always Nightliner, and I was like, well, that must be some big hotel chain or something that we, some nice one. And then we realized that when we got in the bus, the bus was called Nightliner. So then we realized that we were actually spending the whole 2 or 3 weeks in the bus. And we didn't know that usually bands, when they go on the bus, the first day they pick up their own bed, and then they actually stay in the same bed the whole time. And we just thought, well, you can just crash in whichever bed, and you can change the places every night. And then the hypocrisy guys were a little pissed about in the second night when we were sleeping in somebody else's bed. It was really exciting to realize that you were actually playing in the Central Europe for a couple of hundred people every night. So it was very exciting.
And then it was pretty much the same lineup till 2003, where Alexander quit the band, which was pretty much a fucking bust. You know, it was just so bad. You know, it was just so bad for me, not only because it was a very important, you know, a part of chilling Bodom, but he was, you know, my best friend as well. And all of a sudden he just fucking disappeared. But then we kind of figured, even though we had said in the interviews before that, you know, we would just quit the band if somebody would, you know, leave. But then we figured that, you know, fuck it, man. You know, why all this fucking work for so many years, and why would we just throw it all away because of one fucking guy, right? So then, you know, just kind of figured that, okay, fuck it, you know what, we're gonna keep, you know, we're gonna carry on and find another fucking guy.
Well, it wasn't even difficult for us to find somebody, because I think Roope himself called Alexi and said that if we need any help with the upcoming shows, he could help.
Tietoisuutta, mikä tää jätkän nimi on? Mikä vittu, kun mä en oikeesti muista, muistako meidän kovempaa? Kiitti jenki. Vedäpä Roopia joku killeri likki. Siellä me oltiin 18-vuotiaita punkkareita ja me oltiin hirveätä känniläisiä. Me mentiin äänittää tällainen biisi. Biisin nimi on Dead Knights Warrior!
mom used to play a little guitar, so we had a guitar in the house, you know. But when I was about 14, that's the time when I finally got my first lessons, you know, like hooked up with a real, like, good jazz player teacher dude. And then my mom put me into a, you know, classic school. Well, that's how it started, you know. We had this band Stone, and we actually had a pretty good start on Mechanic Records. There's still a couple of bands that exist after those days, like Dream Theater was also debuting at the time. We actually played a few gigs on the East Coast with Testament on the New Order tour. Then we were dropped out suddenly because this next album was too offensive. We never kind of broke anywhere that much, except in Finland, you know, of course, we were pretty big. Well, then I hooked up with a speed metal band called Dementia. Gas Lipstick plays in him these days, you know, he's in the band. Like he was the guitar player and singer. Then I made this solo album, you know, with stuff was supposed to be Stone material. I made it with my brother. After that, well, I hooked up with the band Valtari. Their guitar player went into Creator, so I kind of squeezed in, and I don't know, Synergy came along. Alexi was kind of dangerous dude, so I had to check it out.
But then he actually called me up saying that, you know, hey dude, I just heard that Alexander quit the band and blah blah, you know, you got all these fucking gigs and festivals coming up and shit, so you know, you need a hand. That's what I said, you know. I was like, yeah, well, actually, you know, we're kind of in deep shit right now, so if you could help us out, I mean, it wouldn't, you know, it'd be pretty much okay.
Selvä. Hei, 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 hei.
First gig was then in Moscow. I was already fucking sold out and big gig, you know. Boy, I heard I worked like pretty hard, you know, get those songs done. About, what's that, like 17 songs or something. Then, well, pulled it off. I was pretty happy about it. Of course, I got really toasted after the gig. You know, get all the pressure out, and that's how I became the carpet guy.
And after that, we had an American tour, first US tour ever. He was there. We had Japan, and then we had another fucking US tour again. And all of a sudden, we realized that even though he was supposed to be a session member, he'd been around for over a year.
It's kind of disturbing time sometimes, you know, like wondering that, well, I gotta leave the band and let some stupid youngster come in and, you know, take over. You know, he can't play anyway.
It didn't take long until Roope was like truly one of us, because, like I said, he's just as retarded as we are, and knows how to drink, knows how to play. So it didn't take much more.
This band has definitely gone further than any band before which I played in. So of course it's been just amazing time. Good gigs and good organization, good crew, everything. You know, I think this works like a machine.
We have good chemistry in this band, and that's one thing why I like to play with these guys.
Most of us have known each other for more than 10 years, so we know how everybody is and we know how to deal with each other.
we don't fight. That's the thing. I mean, we're bitching at each other all the time. You know, but that's like in a funny level, though. You know, we don't fight. I'm not friends with those motherfuckers. I'm just brothers with them. You know, we're fucking brothers. We're not friends anymore. That's for sure. When you think about it, though, you get to spend 10 months per 1 year with these fucking assholes. I mean, so you better get along with them. Whenever you get on the stage, they're gonna be there. Whenever you get off stage, they're gonna be fucking there. And when eventually, after a fucking long and hard night of partying your ass off, they're gonna be there.
Well, you know, sometimes we get so intense by the medium of heavy metal music that we have known even to have exchanged a little kiss during a solo.
We have a certain thing going on the stage that I just go up there, you know, I do my thing, you know, then we're like, you know, woo! And he's playing his thing, you know, I double it or whatever the fuck, you know. It's kind of like, you know, musical slash, you know, personal relationship going on.
And the rumor started that we are a gay couple, and
The funniest goddamn rumor that I've ever heard in my life. Special because people were just so serious about it. From now on, we just try to do anything just to keep it going.
coming out of the closet, it's not that easy nowadays, so thank you.
Touring nowadays, it's a little different. Yeah, I mean, we have done so many tours now. I don't even know, maybe 10, 15, like long ones. So we know how to behave, and of course, it's been the past 2 or 3 years when we have been actually in the headlining position. So it's totally different. So
Drums are maybe the most kind of like a physical thing to play, which pretty much sucks on tours because I need to be in good shape. So basically it means I can't drink so much hard liquors. Yeah, it sucks big time.
At one festival I was thrown off stage by security because I was so drunk and they didn't realize that I was actually playing in the band.
you cannot get like totally sick, or you cannot break any bones, otherwise the shows are cancelled.
I broke my ribs.
Mitä ei tee nuori mies vittu, otan nyt purasuttujen taiteen puolesta.
Ja anteeksi, voit saadakin toista, että mitä tuolla WC:ssä on?
No siis alun perin oli nukkumassa, nyt sinne vaan jää pelkästään Mikko Karmelan karmit.
Siellä on pelkästään Mikko Karmelan karmit.
Kiitos.
Broke my fucking toe on the stage in Barcelona, totally sober as a matter of fact. As long as you're having fun, it doesn't matter. I mean, well, actually, for me, the only thing that matters is that, you know, my fucking wrist got broken. I couldn't play, you know, and I was just for 7 weeks when I had the goddamn cast on. I didn't know what was gonna happen. If you want to have fun, you might have, you know, you might fucking end up breaking bones, and that's it.
käytännön käsiä.
Ja tässä vaan soittamaan tota vitu paskaa tonne. Joo, tekis.
Ai ettei mennä iloinen.
Se on paniikki, se on nyt jo paniikki.
Joo.
Lähtökää kaverin pälkälle.
Down points of my career so far. I'm not gonna say this one gig at Tavastia that everybody else is gonna say.
1997 we played in this Tavastia club, which is the legendary club in Helsinki.
We just fucked everything up, just everything.
We somehow screwed it up totally. I don't even know what went wrong. I think we were out of tune, snapping strings. Alexander forgot to... A lot of these small things that went wrong with that show, and after that we were so depressed. I remember Alex walking totally drunk in the streets of Helsinki and like screaming and beating all the walls and like saying this is the end of Children of Bodom.
Back in the day, we were like so depressed and just so down after the show. I was like, I wanted to kill myself. I was like, yeah, this is the end of everything, this is the end of Children of Bodom. Everybody thinks we suck nowadays because of that one show.
Tänään mikään ei toiminut. Vittu, mä otin niin päähän koko keikan. Mä soitin ihan päin vittua, kun mikään ei toiminut. Oikeesti. Mä en kuullut mitään muuta kuin rätinää ja pauketta.
When I'm on stage and I have very good feeling and the show is good, it's always like highlight.
Good gig is always a good highlight.
First record deal or whatever, first time going to Japan.
One big thing would be the first time in Japan.
I mean, this sounds so cliche, but the first time you go to Japan, first time you play in Japan.
That it was like, overwhelming, I mean, it was, we were all like moved, we could have fucking cried on the stage, it was just crazy.
We got the chance to visit Slayer studios when they were recording still the new album. And we met Kerry King and Tom Araya, and Kerry King was so cool. So that was something really big for me, because I've been a Slayer fan. Slayer was one of the first bands I started to listen to.
Like singing Youth Gone Wild with Sebastian Bach on the stage in UK and stuff like that, one thing for me though, as a guitar player and as a human being, was definitely probably the best thing ever when I did a photo shoot with the ultimate guitar idols, my guitar heroes like Steve Vai and Zakk Wylde. They were just both being so cool. They were just being very nice, not being like fucking total assholes, just, kind of like looking down on me, saying that, you just want a fucking asshole fan, which I am, anyway.
I have to say, like, getting to meet some really interesting people, like musicians and idols, like, I have had the honor to meet Rob Halford and Sebastian Bach and, guys like that. My biggest influence and idol in keyboard playing has always been Jens Johansson, who is kind of like friends with me nowadays, which is weird because you shouldn't be friends with your idol. I don't know, but in a way it's been great to how the first time I approached him, I sent him an email that your lead sound is so good, how do you do that? He just sent me his lead sound. Hey, here you go, just go for it. I'm like, whoa, that's really cool.
Somebody tell me what the fuck is going on. Yeah, I'm in my past, so dream come true. The eyes of the fire and the walls can't go on. When I wait on you, something will turn to heaven. The eyes I breathe, the dream of sound. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Well, on tour, I tend to do nothing. I tried to like bring laptop and the whole system and like making music or whatever, but it just doesn't work. I much rather just sleep all day and party all night, because that's how touring is supposed to be, I think. Sometimes when we get to a city or whatever cool place that I haven't been before, I try to go see places a little bit.
Just go out.
Do all the usual touristic stuff, you know. See all the statues and all the cool places, and just walk around and.
Especially like 50 kilometers with a good hangover. Henka is my good skiing buddy. he always finds a good swimming hole or something, you know, just go get physical for a while.
Alexi has never been seen walking around anywhere, so.
Going out partying, playing PlayStation, you know, chilling out, watching movies, shit. Well, that's about it.
But then again, there's a lot of these cities where the venue is in the middle of nowhere, so there's no way you can go out. It might be even that there's no food place or nothing, so you just have to actually stay in the bus or on the backstage. So then it gets really boring.
Yeah, but sometimes when you see the audience and they really, you can see from their eyes that they really want something more. And
you know, like I said, it's not always easy. You know, those fuckers are just so hungry that they're impossible to feed.
About hunger, don't eat too much, because if you are like full of shit, then you can't perform like properly.
So, you know, I'm really good at organizing shit and obviously also catering.
Yeah, I remember seeing Wasp live, you know, actually I never saw him live, but I saw the live video, and Black Lord was throwing like raw meat at the audience.
We had sausages.
Yeah, but you know, sometimes I see these guys running around and sweating and, you know, playing their asses off, and I kind of feel sorry for them, so why don't I just, you know, grill some food for them while I'm at it, you know, because I have time to do it. So this summer we tried this brand new catering technique so that I was like grilling some sausages. They had their energy level back up there and they were like really kicking asses. So I think we played the best encores ever this summer, because I was, you know, organizing the catering. And also I was able to feed some fans, which is always good, because they look really hungry sometimes, you know. So.
And after the show, it's usually you're having so much fun during the show, so you might get a little drunk during the show, and then after the show you usually have a really good feeling, so you keep on drinking, and then you end up being drunk.
If we have a good show, I'm already drunk when the show ends. So I guess it's a little bit different for me than the other guys. The other guys get drunk when the show ends, but I'm already drunk because I'm drinking while playing.
And then the sad thing about touring, the sad thing is that usually the buses, especially in the States where the distances between the cities are so long, the bus leaves quite early after the show, so there's no way to hang out in the venue or whatever. So you just have to get on the bus and then drink with the band and the crew.
Good bus party, that's blast, you know.
Bitch, shut the fuck up! Get the fuck out of here! Yo, Dre! What's up? Give me a funky ass bass line.
Nyt siis tähän takalonkessa on semmonen rieto taas päällä, että Heikki näyttää älyttömältä ja ballien väli haisee ihan kopin soittohousuilta kuin myös Torson luuranko, joka on pantu jo kaappiin monen otteeseen. Että niinku, helvetin hyvää jatkoa teille kaikille.
I get a fucking dollar in my goddamn forehead, so fuck you.
This is before and after.
Alright?
Security! There's a crazy guy in a lounge. I'm just doing my job, man.
Kuva tuota roskista tähän oikeesti nyt.
Ei! Mitä nyt taas?
Pölli porrolehden. Jee!
Ottaa huomaan se, miten paskapäivä tänään oli, niin tota on hyvänä hoikka. Tippuuko, ei tippu, ei älä mene se, oi.
Siitä tuli vedettyä niin monta jekkua turpaa, että voi Kristus!
Dude, stop the camera, right?
No siinä se just nähtiin, näetkö? Täällä nyt on vähän villielämääkin. Eikä mitään saatanan bambuja pelkästään versoamassa niinku joka paikassa.
Well, the future for the band, I don't know, man. I mean, I don't really like to plan stuff ahead anyway. All I know right now is just that, okay, right, we're gonna tour our fucking asses off forever.
As long as we can have fun on tour like we're doing now, even though we're touring a lot, and as long as we can be proud of the music we're doing and actually enjoy the music what we're playing, then I think we're quite fine.
The band just signed a new record deal, which is like 3 albums. And I hope, and if everything goes well, we keep on doing what we're doing. We
put out another album or something, and then the same shit.
I think I'm burning the stakes here.
At the moment, I'm just looking forward to do these tours that is already booked, and then start to work on the new material.
If we are still alive, if we are not dead yet, then I guess it would be really nice to concentrate on some new stuff.
I have to say about the future for myself.
Mä synnyin nakahousut jalassa, patsi kuunteillaks sabattia. Mutsi kerässä, kapin oven solvetarroja. Me käytiin kerran Lapissa, silloin oli paljon itikoita. Tökki meikäläisen aivan täyteen pahkuja. Leritä-alueella juuntit, toivotti humppamekkoja. Kotusko aiota sapetti, kato, vihan humppaa. Ei vanha pihtaa housu, kuule toiveeni. Ei tuona töydä kyllä täältä pois helvettiin. Keitä sitä tervassa ja syötä sille antaa pusta. Kiusaa siitä siihen malliin, jotta loppu humparallia. Mä synnyin nakahousut jalassa. Katsotin läksävattia. Mutsi kerä solven tarroja. Kerran Lapissa oli paljon itikoita. Mun tyttönä meikäläisen täyteen pahkuja. Humppapeikot. Kotetaan tänne.
Kato, voi Tästä on tullut niin monta valitusta tästä sun soitosta, että sun pitäisi lähteä tästä pois. Me otetaan sut tuohon poliisiautoon ja
siirretään sut tonne Katanakaan kärkeen, niin saat siellä.
Ei mut ketään tässä häiritse siis.
Ihmiset ei vaan nyt jaksa kuunnella.
Ihmiset ei jaksa kuunnella. Onhan nyt joku ton verran kumminkin tykännyt.
Joo, mutta se on hyvä, että sä oot saanut rahaa. Mutta jos sanoo se kitara siitä ja muuta, niin laittaa se tonne ja otat sä noin rahat tosta ja Joo. Takin. No, sä voit ne laittaa siitä kasaan. Mä laitan ne tonne auton kyytiin. Sä saat näitä sitten.
Niin no joo, no olisi tietysti kiva saada,
Joo,
mutta...
kyllä, joo.